Wade and you're tuning into the Black Hot Fire Radio. And you're listening to Wagwan. Andrew Robinson, your Jamaican brother there. Reaching out to all the masses on the African continent. And you're tuning into the African Bliss Show with your host, none other than Joe B. From Monday to Friday. Stay tuned. Andrew Robinson, love, respect, and justice for all. Big up, massive.
Bringing communities together around the world. Bringing communities together around the world. Broadcasting worldwide, online 24/7.
Greetings and salutations, massive. Andrew Robinson, all the way to Switzerland.
Kama yako pereka na uko Mr. Kidema na vituko nimezoea kushimota 6 flow so misioni kaneza stiplo kani homa siezi pata wana dhani niko aje cold na please mimi nimesota so sione utachimba pa gold Minnesota Adelaide sama banes wanataka game niwaambia watu matoka selangu na gota heavy rate yeko na kama ni party base wanaambiwa si wali relocate okay tutambia nini wasene mchape remit au send wave I'm not shit I'm purely fake so cold kuna dhani mistake confused na niteshia genge bitch na ngushwa kireke kama nataka kufikia kipembe roja tizi sana kinembe kama nataka kufikia kipembe roja tizi sana kinembe cry baby unalia leo shika kipiga lwetu ya tears akisi kupendi my dear hizo ni nini ndo mnasikia kwa heri follow your peers au kuambiwa uachane na mnisa
haiwezi bye bye baby cry baby nataka cry baby Cry baby, nataka cry baby. Story kwa news vile napewa sana. Cry baby, nataka cry baby. Nilikushow jaribu kufollow msanii. Cry baby, nataka cry baby. Story kwa news vile napewa sana. Like, when you see me drop that man, me never lie. Book it up, wine up. Look at man, them come and get it diner. Top girl, let me get the designer. Left man, I can name a designer. Thick type, save lives, hala milky day, tuko bembeleza. Dark shebeleza. She's checking my toes hela. Anapenda nitoka dela. Tunatoka kabila pressure. Clap to the bumper, oh my gosh. Kwanza ni kwa mabela. Siku na dayo ass, left, right, shit. Still got the 6x6, I'm gonna do it. Sick on a day, your ass left, right, cheek, neck. Get on the 6x6, I'm gonna do it.
Cry baby. Nilikushow jaribu kufollow msanii.
Cry baby, nataka cry baby.
Story kwa news ni vile unapea wasanii.
Cry baby.
What?
Cry baby.
Yes, a very good warm afternoon all the way from the 254 Karibuni Sana to another beautiful discussion right here on the media of the 21st century. This is the Black Hot Fire Network radio station in case you're here for the first time, but of course to all our amazing listeners and subscribers who are always here back to back. Karibuni Sana to yet another beautiful talk. It is exactly 7 minutes past the top of the hour, and a quick shout out to Derek Askew who's with us on YouTube. He says reparations now, and I always love the way he just comes with different names of the United States. But anyway, Karibuni Sana, hope you guys are doing amazing. Hope your week is also taking you great. I hope you are having an easy one at work, at home, whatever you are doing. And of course, thank you so much for keeping it the Black Hot Fire Network radio station. A quick shout out to everyone live with me on Facebook, on YouTube, on Twitter, on Rumble, on the show page, on the radio. And in case you are on TikTok or any of these platforms and you're wondering how can I get connected or get to listen to the radio station, we are an internet radio and it's very easy. Just go to the Google Play Store, search for the Black Hot Fire Network radio station. That is if you are an Android user, but of course for the iPhone users, you also have no excuse. We have an amazing working website that is the www.blackoutfirenetwork.com, which you stay connected. On our show page, we have the show running actually right now as we talk, and we also have amazing merchandise you can purchase with us. That is on our apparel store and also on our Blackout Fire Network store. We have amazing categories over there on the shopping list, on the gifts and crafts, on the wear that is in terms of sportswear and luggages and suitcases. For those who shall be coming probably to Africa very soon, do ensure that you actually purchase your luggages and suitcases with us, the Blackout Fire Network radio station. Karibuni sana. And our topic for today, I'll be discussing, of course, what is happening in the 254. Yesterday, our very own government said that they are willing, they're looking forward to be spending 30 billion Kenyan shillings to repair the damages that have been caused by floods. And of course, this was highly expected. I'm not surprised personally. And on this other end, we can also see our vice or prime our vice president, who is Deputy Rigathi Gachagua, he has also said that he's seeking that is 1.12 billion to renovate his office in Karen. And this tells you a lot when it comes to corruption. But shout out to one of the U.S. That is the U.S. ambassador we had, who goes by the name Whitman. And she did actually call out Ruto for not creating job opportunities first before increasing taxes, because that is what we shall be focusing on. We have actually billions being taken for other things to be done, for renovations of the damages that floods have done, and the offices of our very own deputy president. And it's crazy to see on this other end, we also have taxes being actually very highly increased from 14% to 22%. That is by the end of his term. That is what he said, that is the goal is to actually increase the taxes, not to create infrastructures, not development, none of that. And that is what we shall be focusing on. On this other end, we shall also be discussing something I did talk about on Tuesday regarding South Africa, which was supposed to pass the controversial or sign the controversial health bill into law. And apparently Cyril Ramaphosa has already done this. This was supposed to be done before the elections, which are supposed to be coming in by 24th of this month. South Africa is supposed to be going to an election. But of course, we have some people who are complaining about this, where they feel like this is not going to be favoring them, and that this is supposed to actually end the racist system of where we have always the white people being favored and all that. On this other end as well, we shall also talk about a man who has been told he's not British after 42 years of being in the UK. And he's surprised. He is super surprised. When it comes to our African people, I always wonder, why are you surprised? And much more coming from the African continent. So stay tuned till the end of the conversation as we get to see what is also happening on these other ends of the African countries or the African continent. I started with an amazing jam. That was Cry Baby, of course, my favorite, if you know me. That is Cry Baby featuring, that is Suicida featuring Suicida featuring Diana Codes. I don't know who's mentioning me, but that is Suicida featuring Diana Codes, and the name of the jam is Cry Baby. And of course, we'll be getting back to one more, and I'll be coming back, of course, with the quote of the day as usual. If you know the drill, kindly come back with the quote of the day. Keep us motivated on anything that you find actually very, informative. This is Morgan Heritage with Nothing to Smile About. And of course, I hope you guys get to enjoy this. This is actually dedicated to our African people. We have nothing to smile about. So it's not time to actually be making TikToks and all that. It's time to educate each other.
One day, I bar with a white man will come all the way from Norway and turn to me and say, how comes Jamaica full of so much blue face? Same time me lift me head to the sky, and a teardrop fall from me high. Me say, man, you come and go for a drive. Let me show you why me cry. Look on the gully side. Do you see anything to smile about? Look at that hungry child, yeah. Do you see anything to smile about? Look at the schools and the youth, them love to get them education. Do you see anything to smile about? Look at the conditions of our police stations. Do you see anything to smile about? No, same time the brother said, How can the nation be living this way? And the next thing him say, how can the government play so many games? See, I'm telling me heart fall to the ground, cause there's much more where that comes from. Certain place they are worse than slum. Youth man come and take a look on Riverton. Do you see anything to smile about? Look on Pienland, yeah. Do you see anything to smile about? Tankers, Mobile, and Cyprus heights in Spain. Do you see anything to smile about? What blacks can tie a mutton, they're all the same. Do you see anything to smile about? No, no. No, 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 no. Oh, no, no. No, when you say, no people come to Jamaica and not know how we live things. Say everything nice, do it full of vibes and tea. Them say my feel it to them heart when them get the overstanding real thing when them look on the gully side. They must see nothing they get to smile about when them look on a hungry child, yeah. They must see nothing they get to smile about when them look on the schools.
Yes, and of course, welcome back. That is Morgan Heritage with Nothing to Smile About. And if you try to look at the conditions of police stations, schools, that is what they are literally singing about. And there's nothing to smile about when it comes to most of the African countries. We can smile about what is happening in Burkina Faso right now, Mali and Niger, shout out to Senegal as well. And Chad, which we don't know what direction they're taking, but majority of the African countries, there's nothing to smile about. And of course, which comes along with my African proverb of today, which says, until the lion learns how to write, every story will glorify the hunter. And I think that is a very common one, and it is very true. Until the lion gets to write its own story, the hunter will always be there. Like, and that is what the white people have been doing. That is what we've seen majorly from the white people. They have always been on our faces, telling us what to do, what not to do, and all that. It is crazy. But yes, karibuni sana to everyone who's just tuning in once again, to everyone like me on Facebook, on YouTube, on Twitter, on TikTok, on Rumble, on BitChute, not BitChute, but those who shall be catching the show on BitChute, and also on the show page and our radio station. Karibuni sana. My name is Joby. If this is your first time right here, and do enjoy the show. First and foremost, of course, I want to start with what is happening in South Africa, which was one of our conversations that we've had this week on Tuesday. And we were expecting, of course, Cyril Ramaphosa before elections, which are supposed to be held on 25th this month. We're going to see, of course, who's going to become the next puppet of this country. South Africa going to be a saved country, or we're going to continue with the same, same rules of where the indigenous people are always suffering. But yes, Ramaphosa has already signed the health bill into law. And I do remember that this was actually supposed to be favoring both the rich and the poor. But of course, personally, I pose the question, are we sure this is going to happen? But yes, the same South Africa, President Cyril Ramaphosa on Wednesday signed a controversial national health insurance bill into law just 2 weeks ahead after highly contested general election. His ruling African Nation Congress is widely expected to lose its majority in parliament in the vote for the first time since the end of the apartheid. And the new law aims to provide quality universal health coverage to all South Africans, but its implementation has been met with opposition and skepticism. Among the concerns are that its execution will be undermined by widespread corruption and budget restraints, which see the country struggling fund basic services. And they're also saying currently 80% of South Africans rely on state run public health services, while about 16% has access to private healthcare through medical aid plans. But if you talk about also public health services, which are very poor, especially in the African continent, this is not just about South Africa. I've spoken about Kenya, where we also have our health services are really very poor. When it comes to our people, we don't really, it's like we become also inhumane. That is what I've been picking. Because of nepotism, which is highly participated in Africa, where we just keep on the public servants we have in our offices are either the cousins, our aunties, our grandmas, our grandpas, our grand aunties, our grand uncles, whatever you want to call them. And this is why I feel we have actually very poor public services when it comes to the public organizations that are supposed to be serving people. I've also spoken about, apart from nepotism, a lot of things, literally corruption also being involved, especially in South Africa. We know the country is not run by none of those black people, including Ramaphosa himself. And with the video I was trying to share even yesterday, shout out to Steve Mbogo, he did say, and he's trying to educate African people in general, not just Kenyans, that you need to understand the politics that runs us daily. Everything that actually includes politics is what runs your day-to-day life, and it's not run by you, it's run by the West. So it is up to us to actually find, dig information, like he said, read, understand what is happening, understand what has been taking place for the longest time, understand what you've been fed is a lie and not the truth. And shout out to him, of course, for speaking those facts. But on this other end, after, of course, the health bill was passed into law, which says it promises universal health care for all, but has faced fierce resistance from the main opposition Democratic Alliance, which has accused the president of signing the death warrant of health care in South Africa. Okay, and it warns that the scheme could be hugely expensive and fuel corruption. What does the law say? That is the question. The National Health Insurance Scheme advocates the creation of a state fund to cover the medical cost of all South Africans, most of whom are not currently covered. And that is how it's supposed to be. That is how it's supposed to be. If this law actually is being passed, it's supposed to actually cover majority of it's supposed to cover the health insurance of those who have not been covered. So why would we go back to still favor the same people who have been getting favors all along? It goes further to bar people from taking out private health insurance for treatment paid for by the fund, which is proving very controversial. And once the national health insurance covers a benefit, the medical schemes will not cover the same benefits. And this is unlike countries such as the UK, which has the state-funded National Health Service, but where people are free to take out medical insurance to receive any treatment they want for private doctors and hospitals. And the crazy thing, and this is why I feel like why it makes sense why the opposition parties are actually, that is the opposition Democratic Alliance, is actually in denial. All right, I'm back. Shout out to everyone live with me on YouTube. I'm really sorry about that. I bet we're still having issues with our internet as East Africa. I don't know. I bet our undersea cable is still not yet fixed. I don't know. I don't know what's going on, and that's the reason why I was not even able to do a show yesterday. Like there was no internet at all till this morning. But anyway, karibuni sana to everyone who's just joining in case you're just there. I was just discussing about the current signed controversial health bill that was supposed to be passed, of course, by Ramaphosa. But we have the opposition the opposition, that is the opposition parties in South Africa, who are actually in denial of this bill that has been signed, and they're calling it actually a death warrant of healthcare in South Africa. And if you try to look at majority of the things that they are saying, which they're saying that this is uh, the National Health Insurance Scheme advocates the creation of state fund to cover the medical cost of all South Africans, most of whom are not currently covered. And I was trying to give an example as I move quick to the next conversation because time is really going super fast. I was trying to give an example with Kenya, where we also have our card is called the NHIF. And shout out to my friends, those who I really know, my friends. They've been trying to tell me to get the insurance